and welcome everyone to another Wizards Outlook. We told you guys I had a back-to-back here in DC. We're joined by Raymond Lyons. We got Cardell Dudley Jr. I'm Wilson Turpin Jr. The Atlanta Hawks. This game kind of felt like one of the older scripts we've seen much of the year, right? See Washington come out, fight well, and then come on the second half a little flat. And Atlanta literally took the game out of their hands for the most part in that third quarter. We saw a big push sparked by Bub Carrington in the fourth, and then I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say because I have some thoughts about some of the possessions that happened during the run when they had a chance to cut into that lead, and then a stretch of three possessions happened, and they no longer had that same chance. But Trey Young went off in this one, and he got everybody else involved. Gotta pronounce this young man's name wrong, but Kregy off Atlanta. He had a really, really good night. You're going to see 12 points and not think too much of it for anybody who didn't catch the game, but he made an impact in every facet for Atlanta. I thought was one of their more important pieces tonight. Him and Nate Niang did a really good job, but Kregy, I think, somebody who really made Washington pay for some of their lapses at times. But Cardell, we'll start with you and then Ray. Just you guys' thoughts on what happened tonight on the second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah, like you said, more of the same that we've been seeing all season. Just more of the same pitfalls, man. Not being able to guard the three, turnovers, shot selection at the wrong time, like you said, doing that surge when they was making it a game. You know what I mean? Just to take some of those shots. It's just it's just mind blowing at times, man, and it's frustrating, especially what Bud was doing and Pooh joined the fray in the fourth quarter where they were surging. They got them back within the mix, man, and they had a chance, man, but neither here nor there, man. The turnovers. You can't have 17 turnovers and allow them to score 28 points off of it. It's hard to recover from that. It's just hard, and then allow them to not only shoot damn near 50% from the field, but shoot 40% from three. Meanwhile, as you're shooting 25%, from deep, you're just compounding the mistakes you're making. Now, credit to them, when they weren't taking threes, they did attack a little bit more, and they were able to get to the free throw line a little bit more. And that's, especially in the fourth quarter, that's what allowed them to get back in the game. After the third quarter where the Hawks just went crazy on them. You know what I mean? But mainly for Bub, the fourth quarter, he just showed his competitive spirit. He played every minute in the fourth, and don't think he wasn't motivated dealing with the number one pick. Try to send a message or whatnot, but also just try to will his team to a win. And you saw 11 points, 4 or 5 from the field, 3 or 3 from deep, 2 assists. He had it going. Jordan Poole joined him, with 13 points, 5 or 7 from the field. But like you said, there were a couple of Wizards who I'm not gonna say that didn't come through with the shots. And it's not rocket science, man. We all know. We all play basketball. When someone has the high hand, feed them until they go cold. And this is just another example why they're in the position that they're in as far as the records is concerned, because that from the grassroots stage, elementary, somebody's hot, give them the ball. But it's always somebody, and especially with young teams, it's like, all right, here's my turn. And no, it's not your turn. There's a reason for that. And then you take the shot. And it's amazing how it could be a stretch where, let's say the Wizards, man, for their last 5 possessions, they score, man. They're getting stops, they're surging. Somebody take a bad shot and it just, all the air come out and it's just over. And that's what you saw, man. We don't need to name names and stuff. We all saw the game to kind of determine who those couple of players were, but that's what you saw, man. But nonetheless, man, that third quarter ultimately is what killed them with the Hawks. 41. How many times I gotta say? When the Wizards allow around 40 points in the quarter, it's an L. It's an L. Unless you have 2018, 2019 work, the one with KD is something where you can allow that because you can come right back and drop a 50-point quarter. It is you can't allow that, man. It's hard to recover from that, man. That's damn near like you halfway to 100 damn near. It's hard in one quarter. That's just hard to overcome. And in that quarter, the Hawks shot 61% from the field, 16 to 26. 6 to 12 from deep, 50%. Like 12 rebounds, 12 assists on 16 made baskets, 1 turnover, no resistance at all. The only negative is they were 3 for 6 from the free throw line, but who cares? They made every other shot from the field. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's just you can't. The Wizards, a lot of times in these games, man, a lot of times they just beat themselves. They beating themselves before the team really has a chance to really do something. You see what I'm saying? And all you have to do is just do what you know and been coached to do. Play sound defense. Don't turn the ball over. Take smart shots. You see what I'm saying? Be connected on defense. It's not just an individual thing. Be connected on defense. Take smart shots. You give yourself a chance to win. When you don't do that, you have this result. When they were doing it, they won 3 games recently in a row, right? They were doing those things. So that's all it is, man. It's not really that hard to try to find some spectacular way as the reason why they lost, man. It's just more what they've been showing throughout the year.
Right.
Yeah, I was kind of scared of the third quarter based on how the first half went. I mean, it was close. You know, the Wizards were still scoring, but they weren't playing great offensively. Like Ardell pointed out, the ball wasn't moving how it had been the previous 3 games, and they weren't defending. So at some point, they were going to hit a law offensively, and unless they turned it on defensively when that law happened, then that third quarter was inevitability, man. And yeah, the Hawks just came out and ran them out the gym, and that's what it was. That was game time. They definitely made a push in the fourth, but as both of y'all pointed out, 2-3 possessions just ruined all of it, and the Hawks were able to get their feet back up under them and finish the game. Man, we've been talking about it for about 3 years now, the slim margin of error, and it definitely showed itself tonight. Yeah, man, it sucks that it came because the last 3 games, they've been kind of checking all boxes and getting wins, man. And I mean, it's still a young team, and they're going to have their lapses, but yeah, you should be building habits and getting consistent at some point. So we'll see if they can regain their footing and get back to what they was doing when they were having success. But Bub came out. He produced, had a great game. Corey Kispert, he had a rough shooting night from 3, and he wasn't by himself. Brogdon 0 for 4 from 3. Bilal 1 for 5. Jordan Poole 1 for 8. This was one of those games where they should have looked to mix it up a little bit more instead of continuing to bomb from behind the line. 9 for 36, 25%. I mean, and you're having success getting to the basket. So you just got to do what's working, man. It's not that difficult. But yeah, it just the old habits reared their ugly heads again and put a halt to their 3-game win streak.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing that was most frustrating to me was we watched literally all the little things we talk about all in a row, like happening together in that third quarter. Like they got away with some of the stuff in the first half, but they made up for it. The third quarter, defense was horrible. People were running around. There was no communication. Again, like Cardell said, we all watch the game. Don't need to go down the list of pointing fingers everywhere. But it got to a point where it's like, if you can't make up for what you're not doing on that end offensively, it costs your team almost twice as much. And that's what it felt like. I know, like I think it's called Poole had a big night last night, 45 points, whatever. I thought the best thing about last night was he didn't settle for as many jumpers. I like the fact that he got to the basket. Tonight, he settled for way too many jumpers at the worst times. It was like Trae Young had his team in a rhythm.
But not to cut you off, who did Poole have to deal with? Who was guarding him?
Oh yeah, I mean we already know that part. We already know what's happening.
Yeah, that dude, that boy's
Dyson Daniels is like that. That is one of the best. Yeah.
And what a big part of Poole's game is dancing.
Yep.
Right. So that's what we tell Try to tell these youngers, get to it.
Yep.
Because against a good defender, all that dancing is just going to end up having you tired because he ain't going nowhere. And then you going to just be like, and you just going to settle for a bad shot. That's what happens. So you playing right into a defender. Good defenders, you got to get to it. Because now you got them on their heels. They trying to figure out what it is you trying to do. And when you dance, you like, go ahead. I'm just going to be right here. You done dancing and you winded. You can't even get the ball to the rim. My win. So that's all. That's what that was.
Man, and it's not just him out there. You got Dyson out there. You got Risa Shea out there as well. Darren Nance Jr. So I love that end of the floor guy too. Like you said, get to where you need to get to and do what you need to do. But yeah, just credit to Atlanta for this one. I just thought Trae Young did a really good job in the first half. Kind of just getting it going offensively to the point where Washington, they paid dearly for the extra attention in that third quarter. You know, Trae's going to pass the ball. He was passing the ball and folks were catching it in rhythm. And Cardell, what'd you say? They shot in the third quarter. They shot 60 from three. They were flirting with 50 from three. At halftime, it was around 50 from three. Like,
50 from three in the third. Yeah, 61 from the field.
They were in a great flow and rhythm. And like you guys said, and I'll be quiet, just about Bub. I thought it was a really good game from him. He was one guy he was getting to his spots and he wasn't playing around with anything out there. He moved the ball when he needed to move it, got to his spots. Love him getting to we saw a lot of elbow jumpers tonight. And then he was the only one that really had a three ball falling.
That's his game. That's his game. That's why I hate when he settles for threes, man. It's not like he's doing it on purpose. I know they kind of force him, but you can just see, like, dog, at that. That's his game. That's what got him drafted. So why would you? That's part of the reason why he got drafted. Why would you change that? He in the mid range, he's automatic. Pick and roll, get to the elbow, left, right, doesn't matter on the floor. He's automatic. You know what I'm saying? And that opens up the game for him, and that helps him get into a rhythm where now you can hit a few threes in the fourth quarter. You can go 3 for 3 from three. You know what I'm saying? You seeing the ball going to the basket, so you get to the free throw line, you shooting a high percentage, and you're forcing the defense to have to adjust. Now guys got to tag you if they're not coming to W. Somebody's open for a split second. Now he could dictate a lot of things. Talking about above, so yeah, man, it's about time they allow him to play his game. It not only helps him get in a better flow, it helps the team get in a better flow.
Yeah, and I think that was the biggest thing there too. Jordan wasn't in the flow whatsoever. What does this game look like? You don't have that late push. If Bub didn't have the ball during that stretch in the fourth quarter, because they had no rhythm at all. You talked about the reason why Dyson Daniels was in that man's pocket. There was no space to be had. But again, player of the game for you guys.
He's Trae, man. He's Trae. He's been on a mission since
Trae Young.
All-Star.
Like the only negative he had tonight was the 6 turnovers, and even then they didn't even come in bunches. Like that was the one negative. Outside of that, I can't even see he was the worst defensive guard on the floor. Because again, we're not gonna name names. We're gonna leave that alone. But X Factor.
That's tough.
Yeah, this one is. Hey, look, I'm gonna jump out there.
Crowded field tonight, man.
Yeah, I'm going with my guy Craigie. So I'm jumping out there. I don't think there's many wrong answers tonight. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, I can go with him, man. He was working on a triple-double off the bench. Yeah, I could work with that. I was looking at Reese Shea, you know what I'm saying? Nyane Ball, Larry Nance. Yeah, it was by committee, but yeah, the all-around impact. Craigie, you got to give him.
Ray, you had a different candidate or all team Craigie tonight?
Yeah, we can go 3 for 3, man. He's 4 for 8 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3. 8 rebounds, 7 assists.
Yeah, and
no turnover.
Hey, man. And then you want to know what messed me up, and then I'll be quiet. We can get out of here. I knew Terrence Mann got traded, but it didn't register until like the third possession of the game that Terrence Mann is on the Hawks. Him and LeVert, like it really didn't register. I'm sitting there like, oh, it's Caris LeVert. Terrence Mann. And this ain't the Cavs, and this ain't the Clippers.
It's gonna take a while, man. Like you got like
Same,
even,
bro. Same.
even earlier seeing AD in the Mavs jersey, dog. I'm like, oh man, this. And I don't know if y'all noticed. Mark Williams that trade got rescinded.
Yeah, I was just saying to Ray before we got on air, and that's a great thing. I'm interested to see how they react to that. We know we got the buyout. We're about to hit the buyout market time, whatever. But that's interesting for LA. As far as the Wizards side of things, we will be checking in with you guys Monday night. And Lord, they need to tighten up their defense because yeah.
De'Aaron Fox sometime.
Again, it's gonna be a long night.
And they gotta hit threes on Monday. They ain't got no.
Oh yeah, they
ain't nothing inside.
All them big old physical wings. I mean guards, whatever. San Antonio wanted got them. They got out there too. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're checking with you guys after that one. Appreciate y'all as always.